Hey guys, what's up? God bless you all. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Today I bring you the long awaited Deadpool and Wolverine review. I definitely decided to sit down a little bit on this one and think about it. Because it was a pretty great movie, in my opinion. But, I just wanted to think about what I wanted to say. I previously did a review, but was not satisfied with it, so I decided to do a second one, which is this one. It's gonna be kind of quick. Just want to get my initial thoughts. I think the movie's pretty good. I think the movie's the most comic booky feeling Deadpool movie that we've gotten, and the most comic booky MCU movie that we've gotten so far. I think this one and the Spider-Man movies feel very comic booky, like straight out of the comic book pages, even though it's adapted to a degree. But it's very, 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 very comic booky, which I definitely enjoy. I think the dialogue was pretty solid, pretty good. The soundtrack was very, very fun, very interesting. There's like this meow sound in one of the songs that I keep hearing every time I'm like doing nothing. I hear that meow, and it just it immediately goes to the song, and in my mind, it's just crazy, dude. And let's not forget about the intro. The intro that started the movie out with the NSYNC classic Bye Bye Bye, which was fantastic, the way that they utilized that song. That was great also. I think the dynamic between Wade and Logan in this movie was really, really, really interesting, and how both of those characters clash and how they feel and how they interact with each other. It is very, very interesting, and they did it in such a wonderful way. Honestly, it was perfect. It was perfect. Deadpool and Wolverine relationship action. It was just done to perfection. Everybody in this movie was pretty solid, even the cameos. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine. What haven't you? It's been almost 3 weeks now. Gambit. Channing Tatum as Gambit. That was really interesting. Really interesting. The way that he handled that character. It was almost satirical to a way. It was comedic in a way, but still you could see that he had fun doing it, and he brought such a well established character, that classic feel to him, like how he looked, all that 90s action going on with that character, and how he moved and everything was pretty cool. So sorry. So all the cameos, Blade, Elektra, and those were really cool. I think the movie was pretty solid. Cassandra Noble's really interesting, a really interesting villain. The way that they utilized her and how they connected that with Xavier in a way. Her being his twin sister. So it was pretty interesting how they interacted with that character, and how Xavier in the future, if could play with that, because they could bring her back at some point, or so it was pretty interesting. Really interesting character to bring in, and how they utilize also the Void was pretty interesting and very Maxi. And yeah, that interesting cameo, the Human Torch, was pretty cool. They fooled everyone in my movie theater. I went opening night, so we didn't expect it. So we all expected that it was another character, and then it turned out to be the Human Torch. So that was pretty cool. The movie was pretty solid. The writing on it was fantastic. I think the whole comedic aspect of the movie was pretty much a smokescreen to what they were trying to do, which was bring heart and gravitas to these characters, which they did. My only complaint with the movie is that it went, the jokes were a little bit too, it got a little bit too obscene, but that's Deadpool, it was just one too many jokes. So it's like one joke, two jokes, okay, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and it was just, it got a little bit absurd at one point, but it didn't really bother me. I just think that they could have, done a little bit less with those types of jokes, and it just felt a little bit juvenile at points, and I've heard people say the same thing. But if it wasn't for that, the movie would have been very perfect. It just felt very, very juvenile, and just it like, putting it in contrast with the first movie, the first movie didn't have that many juvenile jokes. It had great jokes, but it had juvenile jokes in it, but not that many. It was all balanced, and I think they went a little bit too far on the juvenile seasoning, and it made it a little bit taste a little bit different in that area, and that for me, that's why it's not a straight 10, but I have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. This movie is really cool, very fantastic, and it definitely it's interesting because it's an MCU movie that plays in the MCU and out of the MCU sandbox, which is interesting, but it works. It leaves the door open without being too obvious, and it definitely feels like a love letter to what the X-Men Fox universe of Marvel characters was. It was definitely a closing book. It felt like a end to those characters. It felt like the end of an era. And at the end, they didn't have like end credit scenes like that. They did had something, but they had like a montage behind the scenes and scenes of the Fox universe of Marvel characters, and they were playing it, which was fantastic. And honestly, they did a wonderful job with it. Yeah, it was exciting to see, and can't wait to see more. Honestly, can't wait to see what they do with these characters, because they left a lot of things open-ended. There's like the Thor and holding Wade and he's crying, and that's interesting, what they would do with that, because they left it open. They were like, oh, I know what happens. And everybody in social media, Ryan Reynolds said, I think, Hugh Jackman and Sean Levy were talking, like, oh, we know what happens, stay tuned. So they left it open. So question is for you guys, what do you thought about Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a great movie? Did you get the buckets? Did you manage to see it opening night? What are your thoughts? Just comment down below, let me know. Let's have a good clean discussion on the comments. Anyway, guys, hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a great August. God bless you all. More is to come. Christmas is down the corner, so there's a lot of interesting content coming. I'm thinking of doing like one-shot videos soon, so, and also I might do reviews of my Transformer characters, my Transformer figures, I should say. I might do reviews, I might do even story times, but that's, still thinking about it. Just comment down below Give me your thoughts. Give me your feedback. What you want to see on the channel. But anyway, guys, God bless you all. Take care. And remember, so all are one. Bye-bye, guys.